everybody. Hey everybody. So I have been filming. No crying. Shh. Please don't cry. Hey everybody. I have been working on a haul video for you guys, and Remy, do you need to go outside? Welcome back. This is the second half of my first thrifting haul video. If you made it through the first part, thanks so much for coming back. And if you're here without seeing the first part, stop what you're doing and go back and watch that video. All right, here's the second part. Aprons. There were a lot of aprons. I bought a lot of aprons. I left a lot of aprons. I collect aprons. I love them. I think they're really fun. I will definitely be keeping one of these Christmas ones for myself because I bought 4 of them. One does have a stain in the front, so I may keep that one for myself and just try to get the stain out. How fun is this? It's just so cute. It's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets in it. Wonderful poinsettia and holly print. It's just so cute. So this, I got 4 of them. I will probably save them until Christmas time to put out at the booth. But they're just so fun. This one, I love this because it's got 2 layers. This blue floral fabric is so beautiful. And then we've got this sheer blue strap, and then that's what pokes out at the bottom, and it is fully lined up on the back. This does have a, not so much a rip, but just like where the fabric has popped out of the bias tape at the bottom. That could easily be fixed if you know how to sew. It's just really cute, and I definitely wasn't going to leave it behind. Those are all half aprons, and this one is a full apron. Alright, so this one, super cute colors and pattern. It's got a pocket, it's got the straps that go all the way up. It's harder to find the full aprons. You see the half aprons a lot more. Let me flip this around so you can kind of see. It's got the strap that goes across the back, and then the waist tie bands. So that is just a really fun one. They're all really sweet. And like I said, they'll be going to my booth. So the rest of this pile here is all a mixture of different kinds of linens. I've got hankies, tablecloths, towel. We're going to go through and sort it a little bit here. So we've just got some cute hankies. This one's Lily of the Valley, and I love Lily of the Valley. I do plan to sell these, but I really like that one. Just some fun floral prints. I have a cool thing that I'm going to do for display in my booth with these. This one is unopened, or well, not necessarily unopened, but it's still in plastic, and the person at the sale did not want to open it to flip through and see how many are in here. But I don't think I'm going to sell it as a set like this. I think I will sell them individually. So we're going to open it now and find out what I bought. Now this is very cute that it's all tied together on this card. And I could just keep it simply on here and sell it as a set if I wanted to, so that someone could actually flip through. If I sold it in here, like, it, you know, I would want to see them if I was going to buy them. I mean, I did buy them without seeing them, but you know what I mean. So we've got These two look like they're about the same pattern, just different colors. Oh, and that's the same thing there. So we've got these three are all kind of the same print, just in different colors. And then we've got this is like a lot more wild looking. And those three match. Oh, that's so cute. That's folded very strange. I think those might be a little bigger, maybe, because they're folded very differently. And then we've got these ones. So there's quite a few in here. Those are all really cute. And I'm not sure how old they are. It's really hard to say. But those are fun. And there's a lot more in there than it looked like there were. So that was a good buy. All right, so then we've got a few other hankies that are kind of around here. This is probably about the same size as what's in here. Maybe another set that she had bought. These are all of this is from the Grandma's House sale. We've got this one that is in need of washing and ironing, but it's a very cute print, so I got that one. This is the same as that one, just a different color. Let's see, do we have any more? I think that's it for the hankies. And then this hand embroidered guest towel, so cute. The rest of these are tablecloths. Now, I did buy ones that had stains. I did buy ones that don't seem to have stains, and the person running the sale did look them over and price them accordingly to the damage. So let's go through and look at the ones that aren't damaged. First, we've got this very nice pattern. It could go well with like a tiki sort of decor. Now, some of them do have like little issues, but they're not like project pieces. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. This is really nice, fun pattern. This is a smaller one, and it's so cute, all yellow. Looks kind of maybe chrysanthemum-ish, I'm not sure. It's kind of funky. And then are these okay, so these are the more severely damaged ones. So when you have a tablecloth that has issues, tears, serious stains, you can use it for the fabric. I've seen a lot of really cool things that people have made. Most commonly you'll see pillows. A lot of times you would take the napkins and just turn those into pillows, because that's super easy. You don't even have to cut anything. You just sew along the edges of the napkins and make it into a pillow. But with the tablecloths, there's usually a lot of really usable sections of these beautiful patterns. And the fabric is always really nice and thick and durable. So you can make them into all kinds of things. I've seen people who make them into bags, keychain, fobs. The person at the sale suggested, she said she's been cutting up her project ones to make masks, which I think is really fun, and maybe I will have to do that. But yeah, there's a lot of usable image here to make some fun things. So there's this pattern. So these will probably be ones that I keep and make things out of, and then potentially sell, or I will sell them if I don't particularly like the pattern. I can sell them as a project one to cut up. But they're just, you want to save these graphics, you know, and get as much use out of it as you can. So this one's got kind of a funky border, and then these really pretty red and purple flowers. And some of them, you know, you can try to get the stains out and still use it as a tablecloth, or put something, maybe if the stain is in an area, you can cover it with a place setting. So purple and blue. I just love vintage tablecloths, so I was really excited. I figured, because there's so many aprons, I figured that there were going to be tablecloths, and I looked everywhere. I looked in all of the areas of the kitchen, and I couldn't find tablecloths. I looked in the dining room, like there was like a built-in piece of furniture that had tons of stuff in it, like paper plates and napkins. There were no tablecloths, and I just thought, oh, okay, well, there's no tablecloths at this sale. And then I forgot to check the dresser. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was kind of standing there horrified when somebody else opened the dresser, and I could see all of these hankies and tablecloths and things, and I just thought, oh my gosh, how stupid that I didn't check there. I mean, I'd been there for over an hour at least at that point, and I didn't look, and I felt so silly. So I stood over the person's shoulder, which I felt really bad about, but there's not really anywhere else you can go when you're in these tiny little houses, so I was just waiting for my turn to look in the drawer while somebody else looked, kind of snooping over their shoulder, and they left the pile of tablecloths. They might have just left it on the floor, probably because they knew I was watching, and took all of the hankies, and then I heard them talking to the person running the sale, and they didn't want to pay what she wanted, I guess. So they left the whole pile, and then I took it. So now I've got them. So yes, most of this is going to be going up for sale in my booth, but I will probably be keeping at least these two to do some projects with. Alright, so generally I don't buy vintage clothing. Maybe for myself, I don't really have a lot of vintage pieces, but if I find something that fits, sometimes I buy that kind of thing. I don't know a lot about vintage clothing. I don't generally look for it when I go to sales. I had to get something, though, at this grandma's house sale. So, alright, so, obviously, this color is amazing. The detail on the jacket here is so cute, and then it has this dress underneath. It's certainly not my size, but I just knew it was such a nice piece. I could not pass up the opportunity to get this. So this will be going to the antique mall. I have to do some research because, like I said, I don't know a lot about vintage clothing. I don't know how to price vintage clothing. I think that what I paid for it, there's room for me to make money, but it's just such a cool piece and beautiful color. Just had to take it with me. I had a couple of other pieces that I had set aside and then decided not to get, but I couldn't put this one back. It's just so cool. So, it would be really cool if I could wear it. But I'm very excited to have it for a little while and sell it. A lot of stuff, and I'm not entirely sure what all I picked up, because sometimes when you go to these things and you're just grabbing, it's kind of all a blur, and a lot of the sales, when you go as often as I do, it just starts to kind of blend together. So we'll find out together. Okay. This one is staying with me. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you if you have seen pictures of my glass collection. I'm very excited about this find. It's very similar in size and shape to the first one that I got that started my collection. That one that I got before was free. This was $10. That is an excellent deal, I think. It's a beautiful color. It's great shape, and it's going to look awesome with the rest of my glass. I will have to show you a picture of what my whole collection looks like once I add this. I just need to clean it up a little bit. I am very excited about this box. It does have some damage to it, and it was really hard to tell that at the sale because it was in a very badly lit room, and I had my flashlight out trying to look at everything. It does have some splitting on the corner back here, and then somebody glued very poorly glued felt to the bottom as a pad for it. Not great. But obviously, this rose pattern decal is kind of the selling point here. It is so cute. The other cool feature about this, once we open it up, there's something rolling around in here. Oh, it's like a little wing nut, or hex nut. Anyway, the selling point here is this engraving right here. This is Merry Xmas to Mom, 1946. These are the little details that you've got to look for when you're finding things like this. Because on its own, an old wooden box in not very good condition, I probably wouldn't have looked at it very closely. It's really the decal and the engraving. That adds significant value and significant interest to a piece like this. So always take a close look at stuff like that. When it looks like it's something that's maybe a hobby piece or handmade, you'll probably be able to find a little mark like this. More wooden fruit and bowls. So yesterday was a good day for finding wooden fruit. It was very strange that both sales had kind of an abundance of it. These don't seem like they all went together in the same set, and some of them are in much nicer condition than the others. These ones seem to all go together. This, maybe this one. And then the other ones maybe are from a set. And then these grapes, I guess. Or are they supposed to be cherries? I don't know. This one is broken. He's not attached anymore. But I believe that this is leather that is holding them together. So that's really cool. And then this is what the bowl looks like. It's in pretty good shape. It's got some scuffing on the bottom. But overall, it's a really nice shaped bowl, and it's in good condition. So the fruit, like I said, they don't seem like they're all from the same set. So I would probably split them up and sell them in different groupings. These are they're very cool. These all have funky carving in them. But I really like these other ones, the ones that I'm not putting in the bowl yet. Let's put this aside for a minute. They're definitely not all meant to go in that same bowl, so I was trying to carry that and get it to my pile of stuff that I had set aside, and I was like dropping fruit everywhere and annoying everybody, but it was really hard to try to wrangle it all. These are really nice, kind of hefty pieces, and very interesting carving, beautiful wood. These are all in really good condition. They're much better condition than these other fruits that I put in the bowl here. So this set I would probably sell together. I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to sell them individually. It seems weird to do that, but they're super nice, and I wish you could see for yourself the weight of these. It's really awesome. But yeah, I hadn't really bought a lot of this stuff, and then all of a sudden yesterday I found a ton of it. Well, let's start with the candy dish. So this is a really cool finish on this one. It's got like a kind of a rough, dull, like it's a contrast between a sort of a matte surface and a shiny splattered surface. They're both gold, so it's kind of a tone on tone, but this is really fun, and it's ceramic. Now this is a sale where they didn't go through and do any prep work really. At least it didn't seem like that. It kind of seemed like they just opened the doors and said, come into this person's house and take stuff, because this candy dish actually had candy in it still, and like really old candy and cough drops, and I had to turn this upside down and shake it and kind of tap on it to get all the stuck on stuff to fall off, and it still has some things that need to be wiped clean. Obviously it's still a really cool piece, and it was worth doing that. I know a lot of people wouldn't really want to mess with that. Estate sales are not for everyone, because a lot of times it's going to be like that, where you're just digging through things, but that's how you find cool stuff. When things are kind of all taken out and set up, you don't find as much treasure usually as you do when you have to dig through the piles of things that are more like a time capsule. Next thing here, this is some curtains. I'm not sure how many. I just could tell that they looked like curtains and I took the whole stack. They're kind of a sheer fabric, this really nice kind of chartreuse with these very nice little white flocked polka dots on top. Some of you will probably remember this a lot better than I do, but this is Morris the cat. He was very popular, I think, in the 80s. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't totally remember. I remember him and him being popular, and I think it was an 80s thing, but I'm not totally sure. I'm going to have to look him up. But this is a fun little tote bag, and it's got two different sides. So we've got Purr if you're a Morris fan, and I'm Morris, 9 Lives is my bag. So that is just a really cool piece with Morris the cat. This to me looks like maybe 70s, early 80s. It is a unused, still in the wrapper, sewing kit in this cute little patchwork container. And then it has a matching little patchwork print pincushion in the center. It's just so cute, and it's new, old stock, so that's really fun. I keep finding these. I do collect label makers and use them, and I have a bunch of different sizes and styles, but for some reason I keep finding, this must have been the most common one, these little orange kind of pocket size ones. I have 3 of these at my booth right now at the Antique Mall, and this will be joining them. But these are the ones you put the label tape through and punch it, and it embosses the label tape. They are super fun. It's a great way to add kind of an old school touch to things. You can still get the label tape for these brand new, and I did get some label tape. This one is a patterned one, and I believe this is the iron-on clothes tape. I don't really have any of this in my collection, so I think I'm probably going to save this one for myself because it's got a pattern. I wouldn't try ironing it onto clothes, but this little bar here has an arrow which shows you that this feeds into the side, and then you just kind of click it to get it in there, and then that's all you need to take this with you. So I will be selling the label maker, and I will be keeping the label tape for myself. Alright, this is a fun old flashlight. These silver kind are just so cool looking. I did not open this up to check and see if there were batteries or any corrosion in it. These do make just kind of fun decorative pieces too, but most of them you can put batteries in them and still use them. So this is just kind of a fun one. This is a little travel clock. There we go. Okay, so it does take a battery, but it looks like it's a little corroded. So it would probably need to get cleaned up and potentially repaired, but otherwise it is in really nice condition, like physically, the appearance, the face of the clock is not scratched. So it's very cute. It's a West Clocks brand. So if somebody knows things about mechanics on clocks or cleaning out battery compartments, this would be a nice little piece. A little baggie of very 70s looking little ceramic frogs in various positions, you know, kind of going like this and laying around. So those are really cute. And another little deer, and now that I am looking, I can see the first deer that I showed you just off camera. These are definitely different. They're not a set, but this little guy's just so cute because he's got his head in the air all proud and strutting his stuff. Deer are just so much fun, and they are still pretty collectible. I used to sell a lot of these on eBay. I collected a lot as well. But yeah, for a long time I was buying and selling deer like crazy, and they usually do really well. They're just a really fun vintage item. And then I got this little wooden thimble that says Happy Acres, Little Pine, Waterville, Pennsylvania. I love souvenir items, so that's just kind of a fun little kitschy piece. I always dig through the office supply sections at estate sales. I did get a couple of Dennison hole punch reinforcements. These are just the little round guys that you put around a hole punched area to keep them from ripping. People don't really use the hole punched pages anymore, and these are the old ones which are like a fabric with the gummed adhesive side, so you would get them wet and stick them on. So these are great if you are trying to do some crafting that looks a little vintage. If you're doing like a tag or something, you'd put this around the hole and it would give it that sort of older look. So these are still really good for crafting. In this box, these are all in really good condition. They're all flat, they're not really curled up. Most of the rest of this box is containers of pencil leads. There's metal ones, plastic ones, paper ones. They all have different text, different fonts and graphics that are really cool. They're just, you know, fun to look at if you collect old packaging, if you are a writer. All kinds of different people could collect these. These are some of the plastic ones here. You could definitely use the lead in them, but they're just kind of a fun piece to look at for the advertising. And then also in here we have this tiny little stapler. This is the Swingline Tot 50, and it's just a cute little red stapler. Super fun. This couple or family or the homeowners, they apparently traveled quite a bit, specifically to the Middle East. So I've got some brochures here. This one is Northern Iran and then night tours in Tehran. So those are fun. I got a huge stack of 1970s little craft booklets. This is called the Work Basket and Home Arts Magazine. This one is from 1972. I think most of them are from 1972. So not only does it have craft-related imagery and instruction, it's just a fun little look at like 70s fashion and advertising, and then a lot of them have still the embroidery transfer patterns that you would pop out and iron on. So that is really cool. These are just a super fun piece. There's old ads and instructions and just so much fun stuff in every single booklet. So it's this huge stack. There's probably like 15 or 20 of them in there. Then there's some other booklets that are about the same size. This one kills me. The photo on this is just ridiculous. This is called Let's Crochet. And if you can see, the expressions on their faces are just ridiculous. It's like just so campy. But this is a fun one. This is all crochet instructions. But it's got some fun patterns in it, and even some cool color photos of really funky sweaters. So that is a fantastic one. Then this one is the Learn How book, but this has crochet, knitting, tatting, embroidery. It's got instructions and patterns and all kinds of fun stuff in there. This one's from 1959, so that one's quite a bit older than the other ones. But yeah, super fun. And then this is Golden Book brand, but it's not like the little Golden Books. This is an activity book. This is the Let's Tour Epcot Center stamp book and album. So this would have had a perforated sheet of little stickers that you wet the back and paste them into the booklet. Those have all been pasted in here already, so it is used. You can't do the activity, and it's not like mint condition or anything like that, but it still has fantastic graphics. So this was retail for $2.95, but at Pick and Save was only 79 cents. Let's see, the year for this one is 1984. So it just talks about Epcot Center and has all these fantastic pictures. There's Figment, the dragon, all kinds of cool shots of Epcot in the 80s. This one is adorable. This says, say it in another language. Try it. It's fun and not hard. This card will help you say everyday phrases in the language of a foreign guest in your troop, in camp, or at roundup. They will go a long way towards making an international friend. So obviously this is from the Girl Scouts. It's just super cute and actually really handy because the inside has say it in French, German, Japanese, and it has the phrases and the translations as well as pronunciation and tips. And there's Spanish on this flap. Missed that. And then on the back, it actually has a space that's blank for you to fill in, and it says, say it in your choice of language. So whatever language is not in here, you could make notes on here and keep this handy card. So cute, and actually really practical and handy. So this is from 1959. This one is from 1970. It is Vocational Rehabilitation and Other Benefits Information for Persons Disabled in Military Services. This is a very specific brochure, but it's super fun. It's from the 70s, and if you collect kind of military memorabilia, it does have cute graphics in it. This one is a boarding pass, but it doesn't really say. It has a flight number and reporting time, and the station and boarding number says McCord, but that doesn't mean anything to me. I'm not sure where this is from, but it's just a cool piece. And then this one is How to Prepare Baby's Liquid Lactum Formula. So this is like a little guidebook with cute graphics, of course, all about the graphics, that gives you information on feeding your baby with a bottle. But it also has... this person actually filled out information in it. There's a hospital invoice and receipt from 1959. They've got the baby's name and birthday and birth information, and then information on how much formula they need to be feeding, doctor's name, doctor's phone number, dates of appointments. So that is all super fun. It's things like this. They're like very personal family keepsakes, but not everybody does want to keep all of these things. So there was even a baby book that was pretty cute. I didn't end up grabbing that, but I think someone had gone through and pulled out a lot of the photos, but it's just strange the amount of these things that you find that you would think maybe families would want, but obviously they don't. These are fun. These are not dated because they've never been used, so they don't have any postage cancellation on them to tell when they're from, really. But they're all the same postcard from the Holiday Inn in Greensboro, North Carolina. It is a cute little photo at night by the pool with the neon sign. This is a brochure for the Sears Silvertone stereo console. So this is pretty specific. This I would probably, I might put it in my booth, but I would probably do well to put it on eBay because someone who specifically has one of these pieces who's looking for an original manual, it would probably be a lot easier to find that person by offering it on eBay rather than a small local place. But we'll see where I end up putting it. But it's just cool. It's, it has all the actual instructions for your console. But, it's stuff like this that usually ends up getting lost somewhere along the way. I don't know if they actually had one of these consoles at the sale. I don't remember seeing one, though. Very fun coloring books. This one has been colored in quite a bit, but these two are identical books, and they are not colored in at all. So it's just got all kinds of imagery for outer space and air flight. This one, and these in particular, the ones that aren't colored in, it's great because if you want to color in them, you can. You could also cut the pages out and frame them because there's some cool imagery, or you could leave it intact just to flip through. But there's airport things, you know, Pan Am airplanes, you got astronauts, parachute. Let's see, I know there was a cute one of a stewardess somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. Pilot, all kinds of like helicopters and things like that. But look at that. So cute. Stewardesses serve 7-course dinners on some flights. Well, they sure don't do that anymore, do they? Or at least not unless you pay an arm and a leg for it. So those are just some super fun coloring books. This is a 1970s 2-piece set. I mean, how could it not be 1970s? Look at this. This jacket is crazy. So this one did actually have the tag in it, I believe. I think I looked this up when I saw someone selling just the skirt on Etsy. Yes. So this is Prestige of Boston. So we've got the jacket, and this is the skirt. There is no way in heck that I could ever fit into this. It is this big. But it's got buttons all the way down, and just this plaid fabric is crazy. And it's got a great texture to it. I think it's called seersucker. I'm not a clothing expert though. But I believe there was a lot of that kind of fabric in the 70s. It's got loops for a belt. It did not have a belt with it. I don't know if it originally came with one or if it was just like a you use your own. But this is a super fun one. So this will go to Midway and get sold because it is an actual vintage piece. Oh yes, there is another vintage piece, but I probably am not going to take this one to Midway. All right, so here it is. This one is from the 80s, and I'm sure that you can tell that. This is crazy. It is a lot to look at. So this is a Carlo Alberto gold labeled garment. It's in very good condition. There's no pilling, there's no pulls or snags or holes or any staining that I can see. Although, how could you really tell? Because there's so much going on here. If there was a stain, it would just blend right in. It's actually very soft and seems like a real cozy sweater. But these, I saw it, and obviously I knew that it was it was very iconically 80s. And I looked it up. And people do sell a lot of these online. I just couldn't pass that one up though. And I'm sure you understand. That's quite something. This one, I am gonna try this on and see if it fits. But it's kind of it is made in Hawaii. I can't tell from when. It might not be that old. It's very big and long and has these nice big sleeves and big collar. I don't know, it might be a little bit too big for me, but it's just a fun print. I like Hawaiian print stuff, and I would like to get more Hawaiian dresses and things. I do love tiki stuff, so I'd like to get some more of this kind of thing for myself. This is one that I got for myself. We'll see how I like it. It is I believe a 90s piece, and it is a Hawaiian shirt. It's not really colors that I usually wear, but I do kind of like that. It's very soft and very good condition, so I will try this one and see how I like it. This is a men's Hawaiian shirt. I'm not sure when it is from, but it is a nice pattern, so I picked that up. It's just fun. Definitely not something that my husband's going to want to wear, but I will resell it. Alright, so that is it for the clothing. Alright, so these are just these little gold leaf trays, and they at one point had felt pads on them. Some are missing quite a few. But they say Neocraft by Everlast. They are metal. They're just really fun. I've been getting quite a lot of stuff that's kind of fall themed, so I'm going to try to do kind of a little fall section in my booth. This is a super fun throwback. Who remembers these little Dixie cup dispensers? This one is brand new in the box. So if you want to make all your Dixie cup dreams come true and have the little dispenser in your house, here it is, brand new. Mounts instantly. I don't know if that adhesive is any good anymore. And on the side it shows you the little Dixie cups that you can get to go in it. My grandparents definitely had a Dixie cup dispenser that I would use when I went to their house. So this is very fun to me. I remember using these. And Dixie cups were always so fun because there would always be different ones, you know. All those cool patterns and things. So I don't know. I don't know if this excites anybody else, but I think this is really fun. I don't think this has a year on it. So I'm not really sure when it is from, but it was 19 cents at the time that it was in production. I definitely paid more than that for it now, but it was worth it. The box is not in great condition, but it is still new in the box. This is also new in the box. It's not a fun vintage thing. It's just something that I needed. I do need a few more, actually. Got another wooden bowl. So much wooden stuff lately. This is kind of like a patchwork design here. It's like a thinner veneer put into a patchwork and probably molded. So it's a little bit different from the other wooden pieces that I was showing you, but it's very tiki-esque and in very good condition. I only found one of these, and I looked high and low to try to find the rest of them. But I did, somewhat recently, I found another set of these. They didn't have the lid, but there was 4 of the little Crocs with the handle that are very similar. They have this drip pattern on the edge, but they are orange. So I really wish I could have found more of these, but still, it's a nice piece on its own. There's 2 different price tags on here. I was looking at this one, but they probably charged me that price. That's frustrating. But anyway, it is a whole piece, whole pottery, oven proof USA. So that is a really nice one. And another label maker. This is a different style, and this would have been one that you could replace the wheel for different size tapes probably. It does still work. I tested it because there is a roll of tape in here still, but it's a label mate from Denison. A lot of times you'll see ones that say Dymo, or a lot of people will just call them Dymo instead of saying like embossing label maker. It's sort of like a Kleenex tissue sort of a situation. Not every label maker is Dymo brand, but a lot of people will just call them that. So this is Label Mate. And the other one was probably, it was Radio Shack brand, but I think it was a Dymo one. A re-web kit for your patio furniture. This is the that webbing that would be on the seats of your chairs. There's actually a picture on the back here. This style of lawn chair. So these are really fun, like tropical sort of color scheme. It's black and turquoise and pink, and that is just so fun. And that is it. That is my Goodwill stuff. So we've come to the end of this batch. This was from, let's see, 3 different Goodwills, one of which was the Goodwill outlet, 2 different estate sales, and yeah, lots and lots of good stuff. So what was your favorite thing? Was there something that you thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe she spent money on that? or you know, anything like that. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Give me your thoughts on the Goodwill bins if you go, if you've got really nice ones in your area. Yeah, this is hopefully the first of many other thrift haul videos. I would like to also do some more videos that talk about different aspects of vintage collecting and buying. But we will see where things go. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright, we have made it to the end of part 2 of my first thrift haul video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can like and subscribe this video. You know how it goes. And I will hopefully have more videos like this coming at you really soon. Thank you. Bye.